Good morning, everybody. I understand that I'm in between lunch and you leaving safely for home, so I'll make this short and sweet. My name is Stijn Heessen, and I represent Xintela today. These are our forward-looking statements. I'd like to introduce you to Xintela, which is a publicly listed clinical stage biopharma company located in Lund in Sweden. And we develop and commercialize best-in-class cell therapies and first-in-class targeted cancer therapies, which are done through our wholly owned subsidiary Targinta, which is not the topic of today. Today I'd like to talk to you about our cell therapy platform. We're a dedicated team of around 15 people, again located in Lund in the south of Sweden, listed on Nasdaq First North since 2016, with our major shareholder and institutional investor called Flery. And we are dedicated to making our cell therapy platform called XSTEM into a leading stem cell platform for osteoarthritis and other indications. We were extremely excited that just a couple of weeks ago we could report to the world and our shareholders that we finished a first in human trial of our XSTEM product, where we could show safety and positive efficacy that was maintained in osteoarthritis. And I'd like to tell you a little bit on how we got there. I'm preaching to the choir, I fully appreciate that, but mesenchymal stem cells have, of course, a huge therapeutic potential. They can regenerate and repair damaged tissues by developing into different cell types, replace dead or damaged cells, and then secrete different types of factors, growth factors, immunomodulatory factors, and anti-inflammatory factors. The problems with MSCs that others have also seen is to actually make homogeneous cell isolations. We have solved this by a proprietary isolation technique that uses an integrin that is selectively expressed on the surface of mesenchymal stem cells. This proprietary selection technique uses integrin alpha-10 beta-1, which is selectively expressed on MSCs but not on other cell types. And we can select out of adipose tissue from healthy donors an extremely homogeneous and purified MSC population that we call XSTEM. And we have previously reported that we see a lot of functional and regulatory advantages versus more heterogeneous mesenchymal stem cell populations. We see improved differentiation potential, improved secretion of the different factors, improved homing and adhesion to damaged tissues, and more importantly, we've also taken donor-to-donor variability out of the equation. Our product development is supported by a large non-clinical data package, and I don't have time to go through everything, of course, but I wanted to show you this, which is on the left MRI images of a rabbit knee model, an injury model, that has been injected with mesenchymal stem cells labeled with black nanoparticles. And just after 4 days, we see that these nanoparticles have actually homed, so the MSCs have homed to the damaged site. And just 6 days later, we see actually that our XSTEM cells have differentiated into cartilage-producing cells. We produce all our XSTEM products in-house. We have our own GMP facility that is now also starting to generate revenue, actually, because we're starting to work and produce products for other people. It gives us full control of our manufacturing process, great flexibility, obviously, and largely reduced cost. Back to osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is a degenerative joint disease characterized by degradation of cartilage and the underlying bone. And just to give you a few numbers here, the lifetime risk of developing knee osteoarthritis is 46%, with almost a quarter of the population of the over 40 globally actually having knee osteoarthritis. And just in Europe alone, more than 2.5 million knee replacements are performed annually. Primary treatments are symptomatic, so focusing on pain and anti-inflammation, but there is no disease-modifying therapy. The osteoarthritis therapeutics market is very large, estimated at around 9 billion in 2024, and with a healthy CAGR of 7%, estimated to grow to 13.5 billion USD in 2030. So it's a large and growing market that we intend to take a large share of. We recently finished our study, as said, so I'll get into a little bit more detail and show you some of the interesting outcome data. The study was a 24-month study in 24 patients, divided in 3 different dose groups, either treated with 4, 8, or 16 million MSCs. The low dose groups were followed for 18 months, and the high dose group was followed for 24 months. Safety was, of course, primary outcome of the first part of the study. With the second part of the study, we looked at pain, joint function, and cartilage and bone structure. We previously reported interim results in March this year. We're now happy to report the final outcome. So starting with the safety, very easy. We can say that at all dose levels, the product was very safe and well tolerated. We saw no adverse events that led to any study discontinuation, no adverse event related to any study drug or study procedure. So safety, check. More interestingly are the positive effects of XSTEM on cartilage and bone. On the left picture there, the left top picture, you see a normal knee joint where you can clearly see that there's a nice space between the knee joint and the bone underneath. This joint space width is a nice measure to understand if your product is doing well. If you take an osteoarthritis knee, the joint space width is heavily reduced due to the cartilage breakdown. What we found that if we treat our patients with 60 million cells, so the highest dose that we tested, at 18 months and at 24 months, we see no reduction in joint space width, which is a nice measure of reduction in cartilage breakdown. The same goes for T2 star relaxation time, which is another objective measure measured by MRI, where we also saw a reduction both at 18 months and 24 months, especially for the highest dosed patients, which is a nice measure of improving cartilage tissue quality. We also looked at bone structure. That's not shown here, but we looked at bone marrow lesions, and we saw also a reduction there, suggestive of improved bone structure in these patients. We also looked at knee pain, very important. We see that the effect of pain is immediate, so after 1 month, and it's maintained for the duration of the study. We looked also at knee function. There we used a score called KOOS, Knee Injury Osteoarthritis Outcome Score, which is a composite score, taking into consideration knee pain, some other symptoms, function in active daily living, function in sport, recreation, and also knee-related quality of life. There, the same, we see that the effect starts within 1 month after treatment and is actually maintained for the entire duration of the study. So in summary, we can say that we see safety at all dose levels. We see significant pain reduction, and knee function is also significantly improved. And the improved cartilage and bone structure give us the idea that this product might actually have disease-modifying potential, with the highest dose showing the best therapeutic effect. As said, we're working on a product pipeline, so our lead indication is knee osteoarthritis, and we currently have partnering ongoing for this indication. But we also have a phase 1/2A trial ongoing in venous leg ulcers, where we are also trying to partner. We're also actively working on acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS, and are working on some other undisclosed indications. And just earlier this year, we actually signed a deal with Equigen for all veterinary indications for our veterinary stem cell therapy product. And importantly, we have granted product patents for all indications, both of XSTEM and EQSTEM. Next steps for our company are heavily focusing on partnering and commercial deals. We probably need to partner to actually pay for the next trial. We are preparing for the next trial in knee OA, and we're also completing the phase 1/2A study in difficult to heal wounds. And we will also expand our revenue generating GMP services for other companies. So I hope that in the last couple of minutes, I've been able to convince you that Xintela offers a competitive cell therapy investment. with clinical proof that XSTEM is safe and has disease-modifying potential in osteoarthritis, that because of the large and growing market, there's blockbuster potential for this indication, and we have our own revenue-generating in-house GMP facility. We have a platform pipeline of both preclinical and clinical stage assets, both for human and veterinary use, and we have multiple partnering discussions ongoing. Thank you for your attention, and wishing you a great lunch and safe travels home. Thank you.
Thank you, Xintela.